transportation narrative in Taraba State and Nigeria at large, bringing comfort, safety and reliability. Witness their impact on the people, the economy, and Nigeria's transportation future.
Harry Executive Transport Company, who was actually incorporated sometime in 2024, and the decision to establish the company was actually born out of a burden for travelers to Jalingo, especially from Abuja. And I saw that need and tried to reach out to existing transport companies to fill the gap, but they were not forthcoming. And so I decided to go into it myself. That is the main essence of this company, to connect Taraba State to other parts of the country, especially Abuja and Yola, comfortably for executive travelers.
We offer executive.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559.
Attention Taraba! Here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
Welcome to the broadcast of News Hour on SOM TV, the pulse of the nation. You can follow us on Facebook at SOM TV and on YouTube at SOM TV Live. Now the major headlines. Taraba to host International Investors Summit in May 2025. Nigerian Army and the media strengthen collaboration against misinformation. Federal government begins payment of 77,000 naira to NYSC. I am Esther Oka Stephen with the news in full. The air was electrified With excitement as Chief Gabriel Olayinka, CEO of Som TV, hosted an exclusive post-commissioning celebration in honor of the Som TV multimedia digital station successful launch. The event, held at Red House Jalingo, brought together Som TV staffs, media professionals, and well-wishers in a spirited gathering filled with camaraderie and appreciation. Against the backdrop of the station's official unveiling, Chief Olayinka's gesture served as a moment of appreciation and a toast to resilience, innovation, and the promising future of Som TV. Som TV correspondent Faith Apollos files in the report.
It was a night of celebration, reflection, and renewed commitment as the management and staff of Som TV, alongside well-wishers, gathered at Roadhouse Jalingo for an exclusive post-commissioning event. The atmosphere was charged with excitement as Chief Gabriel Olayinka, CEO of Som TV, hosted the grand occasion, marking a defining moment in the station's journey. The celebration followed the successful unveiling of Som TV multimedia digital station, a milestone heralding a new era in Taraba State media industry. The event brought together media professionals, dignitaries, and stakeholders who shared in the vision of Som TV as a platform for innovation and excellence. Guests were treated fine dining, engaging conversation, and a moment of lightning entertaining as karaoke performers stole the show. Leading the excitement were Abraham Maidejo, the director of programs at Som TV, and James Atta Emmanuel, master control operator, whose energetic performance set the stage ablaze. As the night drew to a close, Chief Olayinka was not left out in the karaoke. At the end of it all, it was clear that Som TV had not just launched a station, it had ignited a movement of bold storytelling, cutting-edge broadcasting, and a commitment of amplifying the voices of Taraba and beyond. Indeed, the celebration may have ended, but the journey of Som TV has only just begun.
A new chapter for Som TV, and Som TV will grow.
Amen.
An international brand.
Amen.
We will have correspondents in all the 13 states of Nigeria.
Amen.
We will open an office in London.
Amen.
In Johannesburg.
Amen.
And everybody that works with Som TV will prosper.
Amen.
Stay tuned for.
State will host an International Investor Summit in May 2025 to attract global investors and development partners, Governor Abu Kefas has announced. Speaking while receiving the European Union EU ambassador to Nigeria and West Africa, Jutta Mignot in Jalingo, the governor emphasized his administration's commitment to fostering an investors-friendly environment. He highlighted the summit as a key platform to showcase Taraba's economic potentials alongside plans to develop Gumti National Park to boost tourism and economic activities. Ambassador Mignot welcomed the initiative, reaffirming the EU's ongoing partnership with the state. Som TV correspondent Lilian Yakubu files in the report.
International Investors Summit in May 2025. The governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abu Kefas, has announced plans to host an International Investors Summit in May 2025 to attract global investors and development partners to the state. He made this known while receiving the European Union (EU) ambassador to Nigeria and West Africa, Mr. Gauthier Mignot, in the T.Y. Danjuma House, Jalingo. Governor Abba Kefas emphasized his administration's commitment to creating an investor-friendly environment, stating that significant efforts have been made to open the state for investment. He highlighted the upcoming summit as a platform to showcase Taraba's vast economic potential to the world. He further noted ongoing plans to develop the Gumti National Park, a move aimed at generating economic activities and boosting the state tourism sector. The governor reiterated Taraba's readiness to engage with foreign investors, facilitate technology transfer, and enhance economic opportunities. In his response, Ambassador Mignot expressed his delight at visiting Taraba, describing it as the first Nigerian state he is officially engaging with in his capacity. He acknowledged the EU's long-standing partnership with the state and cited previous collaborations on sustainable development projects. The visit concluded with the governor presenting souvenirs to the EU delegation in appreciation of their partnership with Taraba State.
We've done a lot to have gotten to this place we are in Taraba so that we can open up the state for investors. And as a follow-up to that, we are organizing an international investors for investment summit sometime in May. The date will soon be announced, and we believe that we're working in collaboration with an international PR group that will help us to showcase our investment summit. And we are fortunate to have you here. Also, you're going to help us to clear some doubt because we have many investors from Europe that want to come, but I know that a lot of them have reservations. Reservation has been broken, and it will remain broken.
At the end of January, I had the honor to present my credentials officially to His Excellency, the President of Nigeria, and so now I can officially engage with ministers, governors, pay official visits like this one to states, and Taraba State is one of the first states I'm visiting. And in this framework, we have had recently some cooperation projects implemented here in the state, like the EU support to food security and resilience in Taraba State project, which was implemented by Oxfam and ended a few months ago. In 6 LGAs of the state: Ardokola, Kumi, Takum, Donga, Ukari, and Zing. And then we had also another project on conflict resolution between farmers and herders, the Comitas project, which has been implemented by Search for Common Ground together with IOM and Mercy Corps, especially in 2 LGAs, Zing and Lao. And this project has very recently also come to an end.
Taraba to host International Investors Summit.
Nigerian Army is strengthening its collaboration with the media to combat misinformation and enhance national security. At the media chat in Gombe State, top military officials, academics, and experts emphasize the need for responsible journalism and strategic partnership. Some TV correspondent Kamal Hamajo fights in the report.
The Nigerian Army has reiterated its commitment to working with the media to enhance national security. At the media chat in Gombe, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluwede, represented by Major General Obina Ojunwa, expressed the need for responsible journalism in addressing security challenges.
While the pen is considered mightier than the sword, we can all agree that our current security environment demands stronger cooperation and partnership between the pen and the sword, which in this regard, timely dissemination of information, countering disinformation and misinformation while building public confidence.
The Chief of Civilian Military Affairs, Major General O.C. Chibuisi, and the Managing Director of the News Agency of Nigeria, Ali Muhammad Ali, called for ethical reporting to counter misinformation.
The theme for today's media chat is harnessing whole of society approach, enhance information management, national security in perspective. This theme was carefully selected on the premise of harmonizing efforts between the Nigerian Army and the media towards improved communication, engendering positive narratives, transparency, and mutual respect in the joint pursuit of national security objectives.
For us to synergize in the areas of objective media reportage, bearing in mind that promoting national interest, peace and security is our collective responsibility.
In the goodwill message, the Vice Chancellor of Federal University Kashere, Professor Umar Pate, urged stakeholders not to take peace for granted, emphasizing the constitutional roles of both security agencies and the media.
In life, there are three things we take for granted: peace, good health, and freedom. Freedom to receive and impart information. Now, going to my own constituency, the media, I wrote my PhD on press and military relations in Nigeria 1985 to 1993. When I was defending it, or in the course of my research, that was when I got very close to the military and got to know a lot and appreciated why certain things happen. And of course, the conclusion is we have misunderstanding and fractions or sometimes frictions between the military and the press for 3 or 4 major reasons. One, misunderstanding of roles. The military have their own roles clearly defined to protect, defend, and promote safety and security of the country. The media, they have their own roles also defined constitutionally, psychologically, and structurally to inform and also in a way defend the interests of Nigeria. But how do they do the two? In the course of execution, that is why you have the friction, because for the military and the police and the other security agencies, information is sacrosanct. Therefore, we cannot afford to misuse information. For the media, we have to disseminate information at the fastest, earliest moment. That's why you have national number one. So they need to understand their roles in the business of information management and dissemination.
Retired Brigadier General Sani Kukasheka Usman spoke on tackling misinformation and security challenges. He stressed collaboration between the government, security agencies, media, and the public, recommending stronger partnership and monitoring mechanism.
Addressing them requires a united effort involving various stakeholders, which include the following, starting with the government. Government plays a very critical role in establishing regulatory framework, supporting media literacy programs, and implementing policies to curb the spread of fake news, disinformation, and misinformation, while promoting a fact-checking initiative.
The event, held at Custodian Hotel in Gombe, featured discussion, lectures, and awards recognizing contributions to media-military relations. It reinforced the Army's dedication to open dialogue, transparency, and synergy with the media in tackling security threats. From Gombe, Kamal Hamadi, Sum TV News.
The federal government has commenced payment of the 77,000 Naira monthly allowance to National Youth Service Corps members. The pay increase, announced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in September 2024, initially sparked excitement but was met with delays, leaving Corps members receiving the previous 33,000 Naira allowance for nearly 6 months. Reports as it that 7 COP members in some states in Nigeria has confirmed the payment in face of the concern that the payment may be in batches, as some core members have received their allowances while others await theirs. The development follows assurance from the Minister of Youth and the government would clear the backlog of the 77,000 naira allowance. 7 governors from Bauchi, Adamawa, Bayelsa, Enugu, Osun, Plateau, and Zamfara states have jointly filed a lawsuit against President Bola Tinubu contesting his decision to suspend Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, and members of the State House of Assembly. The governor, all from the PDP, asserts that the President's March 18th proclamation issued under the state of emergency is unconstitutional and poses a serious threat to democratic governance. Relying on Section 1, 2, 5, and 305 of the 1999 Constitution, they urge that the President lack the legal authority to remove elected officials and install a sole administrator. Through this legal action, they seek an urgent judicial intervention to overturn the suspension and uphold constitutional checks on executive power. However, legal experts speculate that the President may have invoked the doctrine of necessity, a principle applied in extraordinary circumstances when strict constitutional compliance could hinder governance. This raises a fundamental question. Does the urgency of stabilizing Rivers State justify overriding its democratic institution? On this folding constitution debate in our House, Public Affairs analyst Mr. Abraham Minor Jordan shares his perspective.
Well, good evening. The situation in Rivers is a serious constitutional matter that requires caution and strict adherence to the rule of law. The decision by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to suspend the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, members of the assembly on state of emergency has sparked intense debate about the limits of executive power in a democracy. While stability in any state is important, it must not come at the cost of constitutional governance. Nigeria operates under a system of laws, and any actions that appears to override elected authority must be subjected to judicial scrutiny. That is why the move by the 7 governors to approach the Supreme Court is commendable. Instead of resorting to political brinkmanship, they have chosen the path of legal interpretation, seeking clarity on whether the president's action align with the 1999 Constitution. This case, to me, presents the Supreme Court with a crucial opportunity to define the extent of presidential powers in declaring the state of emergency. The question is, can the president unilaterally remove elected officials in such circumstances, or must he follow specific constitutional provisions? Now, these are questions that require clear answers to prevent further constitutional crisis. So as Nigerians, we must remain patient and allow the judiciary to do its job. The rule of law must prevail, and whatever decision the Supreme Court arrive at, we have a lasting impact on how our democracy functions. And in the end, this is not just about Rivers State. It is about the integrity of Nigeria's democratic institutions. So just like the governors have approached the court, we appeal to Nigerians to wait for the Supreme Court to interpret and also set a clear path so that in the future we may not need to go through all these constitutional crises to arrive at it. So that is my opinion of the situation so far. But kudos to the governors of those states that have taken the matter to the Supreme Court. That's just what I have to say for now. Good evening.
Moving forward now, the Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has declared a state of emergency on public schools due to the deteriorating condition. During an inspection of schools in Ikpoba, Oka, and Ego local government areas, Okpebholo expressed concern over poor facilities in urban schools. He emphasized the need for a better learning environment, reaffirming his campaign promise to improve public education across the state. The governor cited issues such as erosion, cutting of access roads, and school lacking fences, particularly at Amide Secondary School and Evabraka Secondary School. He announced that immediate work would begin to address these challenges. Commissioners for Education Paddy Iyamu noted that the governor's visit aimed to assess condition firsthand and ensure that adult children receive quality education in conducive environment. Taraba State's Governor Dr. Abu Kefers has urged religious leaders to play a greater role in fostering peace and stability for the progress of the state. He made the call on Wednesday following a closed-door meeting with the Archbishop of Abuja, Most Reverend Ignatius Kaingama. Speaking to journalists after the meeting, Governor Kefers, who also engaged with the Bishop of Jalingo Diocese, Most Reverend Charles Amawa, and the Bishop of Wukari Diocese, Most Reverend Mark Nzukwen, emphasized the critical role of religious leaders in bridging divides and strengthening harmony. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to collaborating with Christian leaders to enhance peace initiative. In response, Archbishop Kenjima commended Governor Kefers for his transformative efforts in the state. He acknowledged the governor's achievements and prayed for wisdom in leadership. He also stressed the need for continued development, particularly in security, urging both religious leaders and residents to support the administration's vision of Taraba State. The National Directorate of Employment, NDE, Kaduna Directorate has resettled 553 women and youth with starter pack and soft loans after completing vocational training. State Coordinator Ajia Alima Waziri said the initiative is part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope employment initiatives aimed to empower 93,731 unemployed Nigerians with 2,613 slots allocated to Kaduna State. Beneficiaries receiving training in digital marketing, catering, fashion designs, and other skills. Director General Silas Agra emphasized that the program focuses on skills development, resettlement, and job creation, with 5,532 beneficiaries nationwide receiving support to establish businesses. Commercial drivers in Enugu State, including tricycle and minibuses operators, have raised concern over the planned introduction of compressed natural gas (CNG) buses by the state government, fearing job losses and economic hardship. The driver, already burdened by increased tax and levies, claimed the initiative favored a single company allegedly linked to the government. They urged that the rollout, which they alleged is backed by a 1.8 billion naira contract, could displace over 200,000 individuals, including drivers, vendors, and dependents. Additionally, they protest the imposition of higher daily taxes, which have surged from 350 naira to 1,000 naira over the past 20 months. While calling for competitive transport policies, the drivers demand that the government allow private operators to continue their businesses rather than monopolizing public transport. Concerns were also raised about the partiality of the proposed card payment system for the CNG buses, which they believe could exclude rural residents from accessing transportation. The Enugu State Ministry of Transport has dismissed the allegation, asserting that the government has no intention to driving out private transporters and denying claims of excessive taxation. Boko Haram insurgents launched an attack on a military base in Sabon Gari, Damboa local government area of Borno State, resulting in multiple casualties among soldiers. Local sources reported that the assault occurred on Monday evening with heavy gunfire, causing significant losses. In an attempt to reinforce the base, military personnel reportedly stepped on the landmine, leading to further injuries and potential fatalities. While exact figures remain unclear, a military source confirmed that several soldiers were killed. The Borno State Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Usman Tar, acknowledged an incident involving an improvised explosive device, IED, but detained reports of a direct attack, stating that one soldier was killed and another injured due to stepping on the device. Meanwhile, the Chief of Armed Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has urged military commander to strengthen collaboration with stakeholders to enhance security efforts. Speaking at the first Senior Command and Leadership Seminar in Nasarawa State, he emphasized strategic communication and cooperation with security agencies and civil society for long-term stability. The Oyo State government has intensified surveillance, case management, and vaccination campaign to prevent a diphtheria outbreak following recent cases reported in parts of the country. Healthcare workers have been placed on high alert to respond swiftly to suspected cases. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Oluwa Serimi Ojuntumobi, urged residents to maintain personal hygiene, adhere to public health guidelines, and ensure children receive the pentavalent vaccine at 6, 10, and 14 weeks of age. She also advised pregnant women to take the tetanus vaccine during antenatal care. Diphtheria, a high contagious bacterial infection, spreads through respiratory system and direct contact, primarily affecting the throat and upper airways. Symptoms include sore throat, fever, swollen limbs, nodes, and in severe cases, respiratory distress. According to the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the country has recorded 226 confirmed cases from 42,805 suspected cases across 36 states of the FCT, with 1,331 deaths reported. The agency continues to provide technical and off-site support for case identification and response, while urging states to improve reporting and response efforts. Operatives of the Plateau State Police Command have arrested a suspected kidnapper and recovered ammunition in Cambry Community, Kanki Local Government Area. Acting on intelligence received at 10:40 p.m. on March 25, officers led by the Divisional Police Headquarters in Kanki apprehended 25-year-old Awal Aruna, an indigene of Kaduna State, at a hotel in the area. A search of the suspect's belongings yielded 51 rounds of 7.62 x 51 ammunitions, 14 rounds of 7.62 x 29 ammunition, an AA cartridge, an empty AK-47 magazine, assorted charms, and other suspicious items. Police confirmed that investigations are ongoing and efforts are being intensified to track down other members of the criminal syndicate. Stakeholders in Sokoto State have urged the government to increase its annual budget allocation for the reformation of the Almajiri education system. During a media roundtable organized by Planned International and partnership with the Productive Community for Sustainability Initiatives, partnership highlighted the urgent need for reform. Musa Mohamed Wamako, director at the State Ministry Budget, attributed delays in budget implementation and the centralized account system introduced during the military era, which has hindered progress. Nura Usman, a director at the Sokoto State House of Assemblies, revealed that despite a 70 million naira allocation for Almajiri education in 2024, there was zero budget performance. In 2025, the allocation was reduced to 28.27 naira, further raising concern. Budget analyst Yusuf Abdullahi also noted that major infrastructure projects for Almajiri schools had received fundings on paper but remained unimplemented. Stakeholders, including Nigerian Union of Journalists Sokoto Chairman Comrade Usman Benji, emphasized the need to integrate Almajiri education in the formal system. Meanwhile, development partners expressed hope that improved budget management and it could derive meaningful progress in reforming the system. Speaking at a meeting with the Delta State Traditional Council during a 2-day working visit, she emphasized the administration focus on healthcare and called to traditional leaders to advocate for improved health awareness within their communities. As part of her visit, the First Lady formally presented 10,000 proactive gears to midwives and fourth-line healthcare workers in the South-South region. The initiative marked the 10th phase of ongoing RHI intervention in the health sector. The Masef Development Association, MDA, of Goa East Local Government, Benue State, has strongly opposed the Federal Ministry of Livestock plan to take over Rev Cattle Range for ranging. In a statement signed by the President General, Professor Ajayi, and Secretary Moses Iroja, MDA condemned the move as land grabbing and a covert attempt to revive the controversial initiatives. The association urged the government to focus on tackling insecurity and enabling displaced farmers to return to their lands. MDA emphasized the ranging in a private business and should not justify forced land acquisition. The group called on Benue State Governor Reverend Father Isent Elia to reject the plan and protect the rights of livelihoods in the state residents. The Ogun State Commissioner for Environment, Olaran Sheya, has called for improved water management and environmental sustainability to combat climate change. Speaking at the 2025 World Water Event in Abeokuta, Oresanya warned that poor water resource management threatened the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6 on clean water and sanitation. He emphasized the importance of glaciers in the global water cycle, noting that their depletion contributes to rising sea levels and extreme weather. He highlighted Ogun State initiative, such as the Water Abstraction Scheme, aimed to monitoring groundwater usage and expanding access to clean water. Oresanya urged industries and individuals to collaborate with the government on water conservation, climate action, and environmental education. The Nasarawa State Police Command has arrested a robbery suspect after 4 of his accomplices died in a crash while fleeing in a stolen vehicle. According to Police Public Relations Officer SP Rahman Nasser, the armed robbers stole a Toyota Camry at gunpoint near Kefi Township Stadium, but crashed at Bola Junction along the Kefi-Abuja Expressway while attempting to escape. Police operatives from Goshen City Division transported the 5 occupants to Josephine Medical Center, where 4 were confirmed dead, and the surviving suspect was placed under police watch. Recovered items include charms, knives, screwdrivers, wristwatches, and 12 mobile phones. The police urged the public to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities. The Kwara State government has extended free tuberculosis treatment and diagnostic services to children, including free chest X-ray and specialized diagnostic. Speaking at the 2025 World Tuberculosis Day commemoration in Ilorin, First Lady Professor Olufolake Abdulrazak, represented by Al-Haji Abdulganiu, urged residents to report suspected TB cases for early treatment. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Amina El-Iman, announced plans to double the state's 646 tuberculosis treatment center and highlighted the approval of free health insurance for tuberculosis patients and their families. Officials emphasized the importance of public participation in tuberculosis awareness and prevention efforts. Ekiti State Governor Abiodun Oyebanji reaffirmed Promasido Nigerians' roles in the state's economic growth during his visit to the company's Lagos headquarters and factory. He praised the successful public-private partnership between Ikun Dairy Farm, highlighting its contribution to industrial growth and job creation. The governor assured Promasido of government support to enhance business expansion and reduce production costs. He also revealed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's interest in Ekiti agricultural development, signaling potential federal investment. Touring Promasido's factory, Oyebanji commended its technological advancements and commitment to local sourcing. The visit reinforced plans to boost job creation, skills development, and sustainable agriculture, positioning Promasido as a key player in Ekiti's economic transformation. A gas cylinder explosion at Ina Galazi Steel Company in Umuala, Obuzo, Asa, Oko West local government of Abia State on March 2025 on 25th claimed 2 lives and left 11 others injured. The explosion occurred at 10:13 a.m. when the customers accidentally